the kind of musician who had to play in a lot of bands to pay the bills. At the same time, a lot of his experiences have informed my music.
Every style is being played in New York City. I mean, I'm sure in a lot of places too. I know Mexico City has a huge, you know, idioms to choose from to play. You know, one day you're playing avant-garde, free form jazz. The next day you're playing something that's, you know, like Gene Lake, you know, in the pocket David Sanborn. And I think the Torsos is like the most beautiful blend of all of that. You know, we play everything.
You know, even before I got to New York, though, I'm from Washington, D.C. originally, and I was always into a variety of styles of music. That just was always interesting to me. Mixing and pulling from different eras. Like, in D.C. we have a style of music called go-go music, which never really went international, but it's influenced people like Beyonce, Crazy in Love, that whole beat. That's go-go.
Backgrounds, and for me, Torsos it was drawing on things that I always wanted to do. I had the opportunity to play with a lot of people, but finally there was no band out there before. In a way, I wasn't really thinking of Torsos as a musician. I was thinking of Torsos as an audience member. What would I want to put $20 down and go buy drinks and have a blast? What is it I would want to see? And that's Secreaming Headless tunes, or if they bring in tunes, I want one thing to happen. I want to see a unique blend of some kind of groove, an interesting harmony, and an interesting solo and or lyric. In other words, where the result is bigger than the three elements together. That's what I want to see.
I think it's a really good time for the creative person to embrace technology. Future is, how are we going to make money off of this? Because right now there's people that are so-called music business experts, but I guarantee you they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because the model's completely gone, it's dead, and it's never coming back.
So I see really positive opportunities. You know, the next Mozart, the next, you know, incredible film director, the next Frank Lloyd Wright will be able to do something. Now, will this person, you know, get attention? is a different question. All I can tell you is once you, music is a gift, and you should follow your heart. The only reason why we're here is based on merit. We have not sold millions of records, we don't have millions of fans, and I take responsibility as the band leader. I've made some bad business decisions. But to a certain extent, the band has always stayed true to the music. And this band, you know, it's kind of like the band that refuses to die.
A lot of young people get into any kind of business. I mean, any kind of business, whether it's the arts, the arts or film or business to make money. I mean, we don't do this to make money. You know, I mean, making money is great if that's, but we don't compromise what we're trying to do to make money.
Don't know anything about the torsos, if you come in for the first time, you will get hit and you'll be like, what is that about?
You know, a natural musician with no discipline, it's a myth. Mozart being a genius and who just wrote, it's a myth. Yes, he was a genius, he was a child prodigy, but it's historically recorded. He was a workaholic. So even the genius of the so-called genius stereotype, who's just completely naturally just writes, it's bullshit, you know? I feel impatient. I feel like, wait, I'm the old guy. I'm grandpa here. You're supposed to be schooling me. I'm supposed to teach you the basics. I mean, when I was in school, I would bring these things into my teacher. They're like, wow, I never heard of this. Wow, I never heard of this. But now it's the other way around. I'm pulling these things out, and my students are like, wow, I never heard of this. I never heard of this. There's something wrong with that picture.
Because I think if you go when you're too young, maybe as a human being young and as a musician young, it really can do something to derail maybe your direction. Because the thing that Fuse was saying, you have to be open.
If you dedicate your life to music, there are no questions. All these questions just have answered themselves. If you dedicate your life to music, you don't have any questions.
If you take care of music, music will take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are Secreaming Headless Torsos. Thank you, Tangente magazine. One. I'm shocked when I asked my students at Berkeley, are you playing with anyone? He's like, oh, I don't know anyone. It's like, you don't know anyone. There's four. I mean, right here in this building,
That's funny.
I mean, at lunchtime, if you walk out the front door and spit, it's probably going to land on another musician. And then there's